Hello, I'm Tom Rutkoski, founder and CEO of Abodeforchildren, an organization that takes care of orphans in third world countries. Recently, I had the opportunity of being on WQED's On Cue magazine show, and I would like you to watch with me for a moment.
Welcome to On Cue. I'm Tonya Caruso. Michael Bartley is on assignment. This year, we began a new series about people who enrich our community. Some are local celebrities, but more often than not, you won't see their picture in the newspaper, you won't find them on any board of directors. Most of our subjects are very quietly making their mark, helping others. They are Pittsburgh people changing lives, and the good works of some can be felt across the world. In Butler, one local man has spent the last several years organizing efforts to feed, shelter, and educate hundreds of orphans in Africa and India. He's changing lives and, little by little, changing the world. Michael Bartley reports.
Trying to make it a wonderful home for these kids. Life is difficult there. It was very difficult for us to accept it.
And that's why life looks so much better, as you can see, for these orphan children living in the small village of Ogoja in southern Nigeria. 10 years ago, they lived in tattered clothes, eating garbage, sheltered in shacks, without a school. And now the smiling orphans wear colorful cap and gown, graduating from their state-of-the-art school, and they live in a comfortable home, all thanks to a nonprofit called Abodeforchildren, located in Evans City, Butler County.
I mean, they're getting everything a kid in the United States would get. We hire the best of the best to teach these kids. I think the kids out of this school would compete easily against kids in the U.S., probably do better.
64-year-old Tom Rutkoski, a motivational speaker and author, is the founder of Abodeforchildren. After traveling to Nigeria in the mid-90s, Rutkoski vowed he'd do something to help.
And there were just children everywhere, some of them naked in the tattered clothes, and they were in buildings that looked like chicken coops. And I said, what in the world is this all about? He said, well, these are orphans. Townspeople try to take care of some, but many can't be taken care of at all. It's just a problem for us, but Africa just has orphans everywhere. There's millions of them. And I said to myself, someone needs to do something about this. I said, look, I'm not a wealthy man. I'm just an average Joe in the U.S., but I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll do it.
And he figured a way. Rutkoski, a devout Catholic, writes religious books like these entitled Miracles and How to Work Them and Apostles of the Last Days. So you took all the profits to start an orphanage in Nigeria, is that right?
Yes. What built the first orphanage project was the sale of my books. I took everything from the sale of my books and built the orphanage with it. Approximately $1 million.
And next thing you know, there's a agency called Abodeforchildren in Evans City, Butler County.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? And now you have 2 orphanages, one in Nigeria and one in India.
You know what raises an eyebrow? When somebody says, how many kids you have there? And they're expecting to hear 20, 50, 60, because that's the way most orphanages are. There's tons and tons of orphanages all over the place, but they're small in nature. When I say we have 750 kids in the first orphanage in Nigeria, people say, well, 750 kids? Well, that's a major school project. That's a major feeding project. Yeah. And now we're going after the same goal in India.
Hey, Mike, come here, I want to show you something. Look at this.
The orphanage is small in India, but the school is big.
These are the original basic plans.
Because we find that, yes, there are orphans in those areas, no one to take care of them, but even the children that do have someone to take care of them, they don't have the money to get them educated.
That's y'all's hard work. You guys are great.
It's not just feeding the children, but it's designing an entire package of superior education, to be a greater system than anything that country has. You know, our children in, say, Nigeria. Nigeria had their Independence Day not long ago, as we celebrate once a year. They elected to have all their children get involved in contests. And our orphanage school took 2 first place in the national contests. You know, so we try to hire the best of teachers and have the best of programs and give them an all-around education, something these children would have never seen. They would have been just eating out in the bush like a wild animal. The building itself is a tourist attraction because folks haven't seen a brand new clean building in many, many decades there. And so people come just to see the building, just to come to see that it has grass planted and it has a yard and it's got shrubbery.
Rutkoski is now raising money for Abode for Children, hoping to expand further the mission of providing shelter and education for orphans in third world countries.
I think it's an embarrassment for us to have places like Africa and India, the Asian countries that have so many orphans. That, you know, here we are, the richest country in the world, and we are way outgiven by a country like Germany. And I look at those numbers and I say, this should not be. So I said, well, I can't just talk about it. I just can't complain about it. I have to do something about it. We're of a mindset to raise the money here and buy the products there, buy them off of those people so they can make a living. Because if they're not selling and merchandising, they're never going to get out of the mess they're in.
Tom Rutkoski says Abode for Children never takes pictures of the devastating poverty, only pictures of happy kids for a reason.
That's success. That's where we want to go. This is the solution to the problem. Get them educated, and then they're going to take care of themselves. So we don't need to show people tattered and beat up children.
Tom.
Yeah, let's see what we can do.
Rutkoski has been battling a rare terminal cancer for several years. But he says as long as he has the strength, he'll press on with this mission, trying to convince anyone he meets to consider helping the orphans.
I'll die someday from it, but I know of kids somewhere else in the world who are dying today because they don't have a slice of bread. Why don't we feed the kids and take care of problems like that, and maybe we would find the good fortune of finding cures to cancer. I think most of us believe that there's something greater than us up there, and I think the good Lord would smile upon us if we took care of his starving kids.
For more information about Abode for Children, log on to our website at WQED.org/OnCue.